The Amazing Superpowers of Blue Water. By Simon Templeton. Simon Templeton. SciTech, http://www.scitech.net. Introduction. Human beings act in puzzling ways. Ways that often defy logical behavior. Even more puzzling are those situations where, even when we know we are acting illogically, we still do it. For example, many people are looking for answers to the big questions. X. Why am I here? X. What is my life really about? X. What's going to happen to me when I die? But, so often, we assume that big questions have big answers. So, we overlook the simple or the obvious. And, even worse, we judge the value of the answers by how hard it was to find them. I run an internet website called SciTech. The Amazing Superpowers of Blue Water. It gives away for free some of the most profound and life-changing information you will ever find. Go and take a look at some of these books if you don't believe me. They were all classics in their time. Here's the link to the free books, =greater http://www.scitech.net/free books. There's quite a few books there and more are coming, but guess what? Most people don't take free information seriously. They have a quick glance through the books, maybe read a few sentences, but then just carry on browsing the internet. So what's going on? The Amazing Superpowers of Blue Water. Many of these people are looking for the answers to the big questions, and yet, when I've given them many of the big answers for nothing, they don't seem to notice. Crazy, isn't it? The thing is if you give someone something for free, they assume it has little value. They equate pain, struggle and suffering with something of worth. They find it hard to accept that something profound and life-changing can come to them easily. I hope you do not make the same mistake when reading the information in this little book. Though the information here is brief, and you received it for free, the effect on your life can be dramatic. So let's get started. The Amazing Superpowers of Blue Water. Where did I get this from? Many years ago, I was attending a meeting of people interested in metaphysical subjects. It was before the internet was well known, so the only realistic way to gain valuable information from masters of a subject, if you didn't know them personally, was to go physically somewhere where you knew they were going to be and actually talk to them in person. I used to do that a lot. Nowadays, we can just log into our favorite internet chat room or web discussion board, and often we'll find a multitude of helpful experts already in there. In my early days, it was much harder. Anyway, at this particular meeting, I got talking to a lovely elderly lady with bright, sparkling eyes. I was just a young man in my 20s, hungry for knowledge about life, the universe and everything. So I was happy to talk to anyone who seemed to know more than I did. The Amazing Superpowers of Blue Water. We were chatting about all kinds of metaphysical topics, and for some reason, the conversation gradually steered towards the spiritual healing arts. And eventually she mentioned something that I had never heard of before. Blue water. Blue water, she told me, was just plain ordinary water to which you added something special. And when you added this one special thing, the water would take on strange, if not miraculous, properties. It was just as though the ordinary water had been granted superpowers. This special thing that you needed to add was abundant and freely available. And there was even a limitless supply out there that anyone could use. But the puzzling thing was that no one seemed to ever think of adding it to water. The Amazing Superpowers of Blue Water. So what is this mysterious, special thing we can add to the water? Sunlight. Sunlight? Now I was really intrigued. And I guess she could tell that my interest was sincere, because she said that, at her home, she had some written information about blue water. And she offered to give it to me at the next meeting. She kept her promise, and, some weeks later at the next meeting, she brought me a single sheet of paper that had been typed out by hand. It was a busy meeting that day, so I folded the paper and put it in my pocket to read later when I got home. Life is strange sometimes. for a lot of things changed dramatically for me shortly after that meeting. The amazing superpowers of blue water. I had to leave my hometown within a few days because of urgent work matters, and I spent virtually the next few years traveling around the world, almost living out of a suitcase. I never had the chance to go to those meetings again, and I never saw that elderly lady again. To this day, I don't even know if she is still alive. I also don't know where this mysterious sheet of paper that she gave me came from, or who else knows about it. What I do know is that the information on this sheet of paper was something that I had never come across before or since. For the past few years, I have occasionally searched the internet for references to this mysterious blue water, but they just don't seem to exist. I guess the truth is that many people just don't know this amazing secret about blue water. The amazing superpowers of blue water. So, now, rather than just keep this incredible information to myself, as has been the case for all these years, I'm going to share it with you for free. The next section is an exact word-by-word copy of what was on that sheet of paper that was given to me. The amazing superpowers of blue water. Blue water. Blue water is water which has been left in a blue-colored transparent container in direct sunlight for about an hour and a half. It becomes highly charged, and has amazing healing properties. To make other colors of water, use an appropriately colored container. We will first consider the qualities of the blue charged water. Here is what it is good for, and most people laugh at first, but after trying it out they call it the fountain of youth. The amazing superpowers of blue water. X rough, dry skin, X large pores, X yellowish complexion, X red inflamed eyes, X chapped hands. For these the blue charged water is remarkable. Use it freely as a Washington. If your hair is light, do not use too much of it as it tends to darken it. For dandruff and other flaking of the scalp, rub the blue water in with the fingertips, and massage the scalp thoroughly, if it is not too tender. This treatment is also excellent for bald spots. Massage flabby flesh with blue water and use for excessive perspiration. The amazing superpowers of blue water. The blue charged water, being an antiseptic and astringent, is better than tooth powders, liquids and pastes for cleaning teeth and using as a mouth Washington. It destroys germs, hardens gums and sweetens the breath. For sore tired feet, a foot put in blue water will make them feel like dancing. Mix your shaving water with blue water and not the refreshing lift it gives your face. Hair may be darkened by the use of blue water or may be made lighter by the use of amber-charged water. Use the water plain or with your favorite soap. For wounds or sores, the blue water is excellent used as a Washington. The amazing superpowers of blue water. A little lemon juice squeezed into a glass will cause freckles to disappear like magic. Simply wash the skin with it and let it dry. A cloth wrung out of blue charged water and placed on the forehead will relieve an ordinary headache in a few minutes. When baby has a touch of colic, give a teaspoonful of blue charged water every 15 minutes. The effect is marvelous. For catarrh or sinus problems, snuff up a little up the nose. For sore throats, use as a gargle. Indigestion and gastritis are readily relieved and cured by sipping blue water every few minutes for a while. Inflamed gums, sore mouths, etc. may be cured by holding blue water in the mouth for a few minutes and then spitting it out. The amazing superpowers of blue water. Used in an eye cup or dropper, it will cure inflamed eyes, and strengthen weak eye muscles. It will readily cure inflammatory conditions of the womb or rectum and is especially good for such conditions when freshly charged. For nervous people, a small glass of blue water after meals will be found to be exceptionally fine to restore a harmonious balance. Small doses at intervals of an hour will cure diarrhea, dysentery, inflamed and painful stomachs, and cancerous skin growths. Use for insomnia, a glass at night. All in all, blue water is the best antiseptic, astringent and sedative that may be found in all of nature. The amazing superpowers of blue water. There are many other things that blue water is good for, which are too numerous to mention. Amber water is fine for lightening the hair and arousing sluggish skin, when the skin is inactive, It is also good for dandruff and baldness, as well as a nasal douche for catarrh or sinus trouble. Red charged water contains much of the iron element, and is excellent for dormant, inactive stomach conditions, where the irritation is not too great. In cases where irritation is shown, the purple water would be better, until the irritation is removed, then use the red. Red water is excellent for inactive skin, but it is best to alternate it with blue or purple water once or twice a week. The amazing superpowers of blue water. Green charged water is also a fine narvine, but for all ordinary purposes, the blue will suffice. Orange charged water should never be used unless the exact condition of the patient is known. It acts as a powerful laxative, therefore it is best not to use it, and the amber and blue will suffice in 99% of the cases. You now have in your possession information which will help you keep in good health and restore many conditions. Charged water will do wonders for you if you will use it as directed. The end. The amazing superpowers of blue water. Last words. Did you find this information as eye-opening as I did? I hope so. If you want to tell others about it, that's fine with me. And if you want to give this little book to others, that's also fine with me, but you must not charge anything for it. Finally, make sure you sign up for the SciTech email list and I'll let you know when we have other free books for you, and much more. Sign up now before you forget. http://www.scitech.net/sign up. All the best. Simon Templeton. SciTech, http://www.scitech.net